Welcome back to another episode of Paint and Spill. I'm your host, Elvy. Today on Paint and Spill, I have somebody extraordinary, my favorite word, but it is true. You know, when I think about introducing you today, remember when you comment and say, AOC, I really never know what AOC means. You hear me? Pretend like I don't know what it is and tell me what it means. And then tell me agent of change. So I am happy to be sitting here today beside another agent of change, right? Definitely. Because in this life, you want to make a difference, you want to change a world, but you have to start by changing your corner.
Definitely.
So welcome to Paint and Spill. I'm happy to have you. With me is Xavier Pizzle. He is a teacher.
Yes, I am.
Operator of Sure Path Mathematics Institution. Or you do more than maths?
Institute, but maths is the focal point at this point.
And you know, me start, I love maths teachers. I love maths teachers, you know?
Really?
I really love maths teachers.
Yeah,
I think.
I love English teachers as well. I see a thing you do on the internet.
You love English teachers?
Yeah. You're not an English assistant. I see you're an English teacher.
You must be mad.
Solid liquid gas, they all have maths. Oh, yes.
My
bad.
Me not like English at
No,
all.
I didn't remember what the content was, but that wasn't all.
You love the vibe, though?
You see the vibe there? Like at the first, I see one teacher approach to teaching that way.
When I was deciding what to do, right? People did say do early childhood, do primary school, whatever the case may be, can really have a playful energy.
Yeah.
But here me say to myself, I'm not gonna do early childhood, I'm not gonna do primary, I'm gonna take the excitement of early childhood, of primary school to high school.
Definitely.
Why must I be used to colors and vibes at lower school in my primitive years, and then when me come I see grey walls and no, it's when I come in my classroom.
Yes.
Colors galore.
Nice.
Colors galore. The amount of things I put in my classroom. That's why this online thing is not working for me.
Definitely.
So
not for me either.
As a trained teacher, how you find the online platform?
Well, I don't think that we were prepared for it in terms of having all the things in place that are necessary. But the fact of the matter is that we can learn, and we are learning.
We had to learn. We never have a choice.
Yeah, definitely.
We were flung to the wolves and they come back.
It affected me in terms of the response of the students. I think that whenever it is that I have a class, I see that there are some persons who are on there and they're not participating, like they will be doing other things. And you will try your best to try to get their attention. But it's not as easy as when you would be in a face-to-face
Yes,
situation.
because if you're in a face-to-face and you see Xavier and pay attention, you're going to say,
yeah, man, and call it to them. Yeah.
But then they're home, music,
everything.
crying baby, someone watch
first thing
play.
they mute it. So we now hear what is happening in the background. Some of them don't want to turn on their camera, so we're having an issue to have them turn on their camera and things like that, so we can have a face-to-face interaction virtually. So
It's not a unique problem.
Yeah.
May have the problem
so that's
too.
the big problem I think all of us face.
One class that I have, I have to literally call the child by their name, the children by their name. Xavier, I'm talking to you. What's your answer? Miss, I didn't hear. Me did a wash plate.
Do something different. Yeah, man. And that definitely no add value to what we're trying to achieve as educators.
None at all.
So I think we need to go back to the drawing board and try to
None at all.
revamp our approach in terms of that.
But teaching online is possible.
Definitely.
We have to just be
and
equipped.
I've been doing so with Sure Path Institute. I have a student that I tutor, and I normally have about 4 hours with him for the week, and all those sessions are online. So it is possible.
Nice.
However, it's not a situation that I'm going to tell you that we're doing it perfectly. We're still learning.
We still have to get
We're still
it
learning,
right.
and eventually we'll get it. I think we'll get it.
We're gonna get it. We have to get it. We're resilient people,
Definitely.
right?
Yeah,
What
man.
are we painting today? Well, what are we painting?
As you can see, I'm a Rastafari, so I love to paint anything that is natural or off the Rastafari understanding of expression.
You know, so like how you said that, me feel to paint one lion.
You really want to paint a lion?
Yes, me feel like in honor of you, I'm gonna
Yes.
paint a lion.
A lion. Well,
Is the lion really the king of the jungle, or is it the lioness? What do you think?
that's a good question.
Is it the lion?
I think the lioness
Or
would be
the
the queen of the
lioness.
jungle.
But
How would you look at it?
alright, queen of the jungle. Who is the employee of the month? Between the lion and the lioness, who is the employee of the month? Who
Well, it
is
depends on your perspective.
Oh my God, how me draw a lion now?
Well, I don't really know if I draw a lion, you know, but they're gonna try and probably can draw one cat
Alright.
and then try to make it resemble a lion.
I want to
but-
draw a lion's face.
Okay.
Right.
Well, a lion's face would look something like this. So if you want to draw something that resembles a lion, you look at my face. You know, you want something that is oval shaped with a lot of hairs.
Alright, me go try. So me go do yellow face with green locks.
Yellow face, green. Why not black locks?
Alright, black locks.
Yeah, man.
Please come out good.
So what I would want to draw though, I would love to draw something that I can manage. So what I'd like to draw is the flag, red, green and gold, and then put the star in the middle, black star,
Alright,
which
that's
represents the black star line.
that
So
can
that's the
work.
concept that I have in my head.
Alright, but I don't know why today is the day I feel like I want to take up a channel. Maybe because of
What
the
I
guests
want to
that
see
I have.
how the lion I go look at the end.
Alright, me go try.
I'm not sure if I can manage the lion. Yeah.
Alright, so what inspired you to go into the field of mathematics? You could have been any teacher, but what inspired you to choose mathematics? What about mathematics that you like?
That's a good question. What I really like about the subject is the fact that it is practical.
Say it again and say it loud and
Yeah,
clear.
it is really practical. It's one of the most practical subjects out there. Once you learn something in math, I don't think it really changes. So as a result of that, in my understanding of it, I think it's one of the easiest subjects to learn, because once you learn a concept in math, it doesn't change. Now, what got me in the subject, there was a time when I hated the subject, and to be honest, I didn't like it.
What contributed to that feeling of hatred?
Well, the fact that some of my first experiences with the subject was me getting somewhat a beaten.
To do it?
Yeah, basically.
So
I was learning how to play cards. My father taught me how to play cards, and he realized that I did not understand the number concepts, and he wanted to ensure that I got it. So through us playing the game and him realizing that I'm mixing up the numbers, he tried to teach me. And as a result of that, I get little whoppings.
You get little whoppings?
Yeah, man,
Me get beat,
You get whole heap
Me
of
get
whoppings.
whole heap of beating.
Proper
for-
beat, me I tell you about, me I tell you about, not joke beating. But
me
true,
I
me don't really
tell-
want to look like a child abuse. Kind of really abuse.
Me get
But it
beat
was
up.
necessary for me to learn the concepts. Now,
Right.
growing up and learning in primary and the beginning of high school, I realized that it wasn't fun. Yeah, the concepts and how it was being taught to me weren't fun. And I didn't like it at some point. There was a time in my life when I did not like the subject.
Mm-hmm.
But then I met a teacher while in high school called Mr. Pinnock. I don't know if you know that maths teacher.
No, but
He
he
has
hear
the,
name
the
before.
he has the institution called Math Emporium, and it is located on Stark Street. So that is where we began our journey in math. And as a result of meeting that teacher, he explained the concepts to me in a way that was fun. You know, and he made it seem somewhat realistic that I could learn this subject and it would be beneficial to me in the future. That was my understanding.
Mm-hmm.
So me and two of my friends, Christopher Clark and Colin Garvey, who lives in the scheme where you reside currently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one of my friends. So 3 of us started going to the class on Saturdays. So every Saturday, we decided we need to unlock the code of mathematics. That was our approach, wanting to unlock the code. And we did unlock the code. As a result of my experience with it from then on, I would say I cracked the code.
You cracked the code?
Yeah, man, I cracked the code. And when we say crack the code, it means that I found ways and means how to absorb the concepts of the subject
without it being overbearing. Right. May I have a question, right?
Sure.
Do you think the oral tradition and our attitude to our previous the previous generation attitude towards math is impacting this generation?
I think so.
Like they come around, they hear people saying, math, even, I don't know if I see Mr. Tass, even last week I've been saying, this ideology that math is not, there's no use for math in this society. You need to stop your YouTube where you want to go and use math, the TikTok, use math,
everything.
Social media,
analytics,
the tailor, everybody,
everywhere you go,
the
everything you do.
artists use math, all of them use math.
When I'm interacting with my students, my thing that I always say to them is, what is it that you can do in life that does not entail mathematics?
Right, but I like to know.
And then if you can answer that question, then we are going to have a debate, because you're going to teach me something new.
Your health is measured in math?
Everything.
Your health is measured
in math? If you try to pinpoint the things that mathematics is a part of, then you'll spend the rest of your life.
Don't it?
Yeah, definitely. But what I want to say is that experience with math throughout high school is what got me into it, then put it that way. Having that teacher and that good experience with the subject allowed me. It put me in a place where I could understand the concepts better. That looks nice. Actually looks like a lion.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
No, sir.
So when I look at it from that perspective, all I can do is just try to pass on what was given to me. Now, when I realized that I had the knack to teach the subject was when I was in university. So I went to UTech. So after leaving Glenmere, we matriculated to the University of Technology, where in my first year we did a course called pre-calculus. I don't know if you're
Listen
aware
to me.
of it.
We do pre-calculus 1, we do pre-calculus 2, and we will not talk about it.
So we do all of, so when we were doing the
sorry, I went up to Cal 2.
Cal 2?
Yeah, Mr. Cal 2.
So we do calculus 2 as well. So but when we were doing pre-calculus, the issue was majority of my cohort, they were having issues with understanding the concept. And it was mind-boggling to me, because I was saying that all of us are in the university, you know, and many of them still did not understand the concepts, and you had to have math to be there, right? Most of us.
Yes, but it gets harder.
So I don't think so.
I did calculus 1,
but I
3
don't.
times.
That's not my.
We will not
that's
talk
not.
about
Yeah, that's
it,
not how I look at it. I'm telling you how me look upon it. I look upon it as the foundation weak.
Yes, the foundation weak, and if the foundation is weak, then the house are gonna crumble.
And that is the issue that I realized.
Yeah.
That most of the persons who were doing these things did not see how practical they were.
Yes.
So they were just doing them to pass exams. They weren't doing them to actually learn something.
Right.
If that makes sense.
You know, see, I true you talk. You actually look like one little lion.
Yeah, man, you actually look like Swampy Whiskers.
Wait, a red whiskers, me I give you red eyes. Me I use up your same colors them way. Yeah, I used to represent the lion art, right?
Yeah. Love how you represent the colors. Then.
Of course.
So
easy.
the subject is a subject that we can share, and the fact that we were able to learn it from a basic perspective and a practical perspective, because that's what Mr. Pinot did for me. He placed the subject in a position where it was easily understood, and then after having the experience in university with pre-cal and calculus, because as I said, I helped most of my cohort. I tutored most of my cohort. So females, males, everybody. And we did that pro bono, you know, volunteerism, because it was mind-boggling to me to see that majority of the persons didn't understand. And the moment I explained the concepts to them, they must say, then why they never just say that? Because I try to use real world experiences to explain the concepts.
That's another thing, like the instructors of mathematics, them
Yeah, man, that's the problem.
Yes.
Kind of, they make it unreal or too abstract, as they would say.
They are distant from the content, and if you are distant from the content, oh, you gotta bring
They
somebody
can't bring it
in.
across.
You can't bring somebody in.
And that is why I love the content that you created, the one that blew you up, like everybody know about it.
Well, me never create it, but me use it.
Well, and that was the capitalism in you,
right.
to use it.
To know that, okay, this is something that I can use. Let me tell you about that thing. It's something that I've used before, but you just never recorded. And I know a lot of teachers out there, they are doing wonderful things in their classroom, and it's not being recorded. Because that moment would have gone if my friend never stopped by my class.
Definitely, and she couldn't hold it. She did have to record it, right?
Right, she recorded it. And when me see it on my phone in the evening, I said, no man, this too nice to keep it.
It went viral though.
Listen, after
even the Prime Minister, man,
after I go viral, I say, I heard 15, you know viral go.
Yeah,
15 minutes and people don't
Everybody.
talk about it. Listen to me, this is what, 1 year and...
See me still at that.
1 year and add everywhere me go.
And I get to talk to you about it. That's why I talk about it. So.
Everywhere me go, somebody, you're the teacher. So till one time, oh God, me have to tell the person, no, I am so sorry.
Definitely.
I had to tell, because me did not go somewhere and she said, you're the teacher, me have to tell them.
Yeah, man.
No.
Sorry for Elvy as an English teacher. I don't know why I get English teacher.
I am such a poor. All them the grammatical errors now, I post them on Facebook, get really things that me are English teacher. English.
No, I don't really listen to a whole heap of grammatical errors.
Trust me, some of them me catch them off the head. I know that you know that I've mentioned it. Yeah, go see, say, listen.
I'm so great at English myself.
Hello.
I can't help myself.
Sometimes you have to say, I look at me, I'm always on it.
Yeah.
Sometimes after I post it, I catch you and see.
Catch you. Because sometimes I just...
Sometimes I
spell
type
check
up,
too, you know.
right.
Sometimes I just type up.
And then here what to know, my eyesight is very bad, very poor.
Yeah.
And we all get up and I type fast and I have my glasses and I say what go on. Some might that's it, but some might a genuine error.
I believe. I believe.
Genuine error. So I had a blog. I never repost anything when I ever write on Facebook on it. I had a blog, and that's the reason why I stopped writing, because I say, Jesus Christ, I put out content on the blog and people are gonna see all of my subject and my verb not agree. After I get older, I said that was such a stupid thing to do, to stop writing, because I was afraid. I should have continued, and if they correct,
you would have evolved. Take the correction, because that's one of the problems we have in our society.
When you know, like take correction,
right? Like take correction.
You know, say that if you come from a show, come talk about things we already kept in.
Yeah.
How to, because I did an episode of how not to take things personally.
Yes.
So that would have been one good episode, how you respond when somebody give you a correction.
I'd love that to be the guest on that show. What's the name of that show?
Sink, Swimmer, Be the Captain.
Oh.
You know, Jidena song, Long Live the Chick. You can either sink, swimmer, be the captain.
Yeah.
So, I love the song that me just hear, you know, and the lines stay with me forever. So, when I decide on a life coaching show, I never want to give no regular life skills show. I don't want the name of the show be something
entertaining and something.
Sink, swimmer, be the captain. So
that
you have to
nice.
come back and do that one, right?
I'll definitely try to do that.
So other than teaching mathematics to students, what does Pizzle do? Where you get the name
Pizzle? Alright, so originally the name was Lolly Pop. So that was my high school name. So most persons who know me from Glenmere, they'd call me Lolly. That's the name that they'd call me, because the name was Lollipop. But we evolved from that name. So when I went to university, I had a friend called Shizzle. So because Pizzle came in with Shizzle, come out of Shizzle. Because every time they see me, they say, well, go and Shizzle and Pizzle, you know?
That's so nice.
Yeah, so that is how the name. So I gravitated to the Pizzle and I work with it because they call me so. And then, as you can see, I'm a Rastafari. So we take off the lolly off of it and say Ras, Pizzle.
Me like that.
R-A-S, Ras, P-I-Z-Z-L-E. Like how you say Shizzle,
like
you know?
I really like it. And the origin.
And it work because it different. So,
So,
we just run with
you
it.
allow your students them to color like Rasmus?
I have no problems.
Yeah,
I have no qualms. Remember, we're a different generation, you know.
This thing with teachers
not-
harden
I'm not one.
children if you call them by their name. The only one child I had an issue with, right?
Yeah.
He knew me from the community.
Yes.
And him come with the community name.
No, that we don't play the game. So, like, I have another name, you know, that they call me from when I was a youth. They call me Rambo. So that's one of the first names we have.
But Rambo not so bad. Imagine one grade 7 I call you Chin. One grade 7 see a school and I call you Chin.
Look for me, look. I hear somebody else see me and say Rambo. You know, that's so good, man.
And
but
then,
I understand what you say. Me get
then him hear one of the, then he started saying Elvy. I don't know what, you know when they might try to test the patients. So you know want to say me Soltau, cause you know
so
me
you know
before.
time.
You know want to say that. So now he started saying Elvy. Now if me did the road, I wouldn't have no problem with him saying Elvy.
But you're in a
school
space,
and other children I go hear. Anyways, I go hear one teacher call me Elvy because the teacher thought that Elvy was my last name. But Elvy not my last name is Soltau.
Oh.
So the teacher go say Elvy, but me never carry car because two teachers.
Yeah.
Him go here. So how you say me not forget? Me say you are a student.
No, yourself.
Yeah. That are the only
levels that
one.
you think.
If you want to say, if you want to say Elvy, I will accept Auntie Elvy in my classroom. We accept Auntie Elvy in my classroom because some of them love you so much. They want to call you something else. Maybe accept it, but me now go run it down to say. Call me that.
As I said, that is not really an issue to me, but really and truly, when we're in professional space, I don't really want you to play with the reputation.
Me lion bad.
It's bad for you.
It's not perfect.
No, it's not. But it's bad. Creative.
Me never know. He did not.
You really look like a lion somewhere.
Right, you can see.
Yeah.
You look at it. Somebody walk past, they can see that it is a lion.
Yeah.
The whiskers are neater than the side here. I don't know what kind of brush stroke did I go on right this time.
Style again.
This star?
5 point.
5 triangles.
No, mega jaw. 2 triangles. Mega jaw is so. Yeah, I have to see his video.
Right.
So I tell you, baby, though. Yeah. Remember, you know, so fully functional.
You should have got look bigger. So other than teaching, what else?
We're also creatives in terms of we dabble in music. You know, as you can see, we're entrepreneurs, so I have a degree in finance. So I majored in finance and minored in marketing. So we have some expertise when it comes to business. So we do business consultancy, and we also do artist management. Well, if I say you look funny.
Why you don't look funny like that? That me love boy still. But you know say that our brains all me here a while ago was just smart.
One thing they're relative, man. So yeah, we do artist management, we do promotion. Yeah. So we're involved in a lot of things. So this badge you see I'm wearing now, this is the artist that I currently manage. His name is Militant General to the Emperor.
Nice.
Yeah. And I've contributed to many of artists in Clarendon's somewhat promotion and management to some extent, and I do some consultancy at times. So artists like The Substance, which is Rano's brother.
Right.
Yeah, that was my introduction to the music industry somewhat. So I was a part of the team Spiritual Insomnia. I don't know if you remember that.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, that was my first official experience in the music, and then we went on to assist Strike.
So do you make any music for yourself?
No, I'm not an artist, vocal artist.
Wait about White Eyes. It's a stretch or look nice. Me already put it on
can work, man. Can you probably put the white teeth as well?
White teeth?
Or the green.
Might as well, right?
So yeah, we do a little bit of that. I consider myself as a agent of change. So wherever I can add value, I'll try my best to add value. I have a degree in business management, so therefore anything where I can assist when it comes to business and its functions, and I'll try. So for many years, one of the time we had a fashion company that I was a part of, still a part of, but not so much administratively. So it's called Clap Fashions. You ever heard of it?
I think we follow him on Instagram.
Yeah. So we were instrumental. I'm one of the co-founder.
You've seen some things and been some places, man.
Yeah, we have done.
What do you think about mentorship?
I'm a mentor as well.
Oh, like you have a step.
But that is not that I don't have a program, so to speak. I do that every day. That's a part. Mentorship is a part of my life.
Right, I have one idea, right?
All right. What's the idea?
I have it written down, but me never do it. Me don't know how me gonna do it or when me gonna do it. But I've had it written down since 2017, right?
Yeah.
I want, oh God, my painting. I want to do a change the narrative campaign, right? The target is males. 11 to 18.
Males 11 to 18.
Yes.
Yes.
So all the things them wouldn't say boys nothing do.
Yes.
Would I run under the program?
Oh.
So, you know, express your
I'd
emotion.
love to be a part of that.
But me just have it written down. Me don't know when me go
we can always work together, but sometimes time.
But the fact that it is still
the
there
idea
on
is
the
what
table.
is important. Yeah.
Yes, it's still there on the table.
And we can always work and get it done. I also have an idea for agents of Change School Tour, where I want to use entertainment, edutainment then, as a means of reaching out to the younger generation. So I want to reach out to a group of artists in Clarendon, as well as some of the entrepreneurs, and get the idea together. But as I say, it's a plan. I have a plan, but I don't have the support as yet. So what we tried, one at a time I reached out to Crystal, that's a co-worker. Crystal?
Tomlinson?
Yeah. And she
liked the idea?
Yeah, she liked the idea, but the fact of the matter is we don't have the support. Because it requires the magnitude of the idea, it requires some level of support from sponsorship and so on to get it. You
need resource to back the idea. But guess what? Can the idea start on a small scale?
And that's what I'd love to do.
So
but it still requires the support.
See how you can start it on a smaller scale. Yes. Break it down like a business plan.
I do have that. I have that already.
Oh, yeah.
I have the business plan. The whole plan is there. But as I said, because it's going to require some level of funding in terms of to get the logistics in place in terms of tents, moods, ensure that we have space. Because we're going to present the idea of agents of change, and what we want to do is to talk to the cohort from third form, upper school basically. Yes. So we want to speak to those who are transitioning from secondary to tertiary,
to life,
for them to understand that you don't necessarily have to be a doctor or a lawyer. You understand? You can be a YouTuber, you can be a musician, you can be a manager,
if you
artist
want somebody
manager,
to, like if you, I don't know what would I. That's so like something that I would like to be featured on, because me tell my class them all the time, you know, have to go tertiary.
No,
sometimes I wonder if me I be one bad teacher telling them that. But me have to tell them the truth.
Right, to be honest, if I knew what art had to offer, that I'm an art instructor.
Listen.
If I knew, I would have spent the 4 years and gone to art, and I would be fully qualified, especially in this economy.
Listen, I wish I had a skill.
Would have better.
I wish I had a skill, but they don't want to tell me that.
Would have better.
They want we live in a debt. You know, say it's an act of control, right?
It is.
You know, say it's a.
It is an act of control.
Some people are ready for that conversation.
Some of the time they say we what the word conspiracy. We are conspiracy theorists because we're thinking about people and things that are happening that are not happening. But it is a control.
It is happening. It is a control.
There is a group of people in the world who is trying to control the movement of everybody and the resources of the world.
Alright, listen. Last night, I shoot one episode. I don't know when it talk about. I shoot one episode of Sing Swimmer with the Captain. I talk about student loan, you know. Yes. My experience with student loan. Listen, student loan give me 13 years for repay a loan. Yes. So I took this loan when I was 18.
Yes.
I have 13. I went to college for 4 years, so 18 plus 4, that's a 22. And I have 13 years to repay this loan. So I start repay it at 22. That's going to be what? 35. At 35, all my youth, that I should have been building
Being
wealth.
productive, yes,
Me
and-
a pay back debt. If you understand what me a saying.
If I do, I definitely.
It's a control, it's a shackle.
And that I'm glad. My mother,
It's a
I take
shackle.
my hat off to her. That is what she did for me. She was the one who told me that, look, when I make a student loan, and she struggled with her little part of money. Remember time she get the money and not even ice cement. She could have get, but we did what we were supposed to do.
Listen, I tell
Continue
you.
to do it.
I did only 2 years because I did get one scholarship. I did get one scholarship twice, so I did only need help for 2 years.
2 years.
And even just the 2-year money still feel like, you know, I may say, listen, them stretch it out like that because they want the interest or whatever the case may be.
Compounded interest. And people for know about that as well.
Me talk about it in me.
Why is it that we don't pay simple interest? Why we have to pay compounded interest? That's our next thing, you know. When we are dealing with the government and we owe them money, it is always compounded. But whenever they owe us, it is in simple interest.
Plus, guess what? We have to pay a late fee if you're late. So you're
Definitely.
penalized if you're late. We mentioned all them.
All of them something.
And
then all of that acquire interest. Because what most persons don't understand how compound interest working, it compounded daily. Eventually, when you work it out, it's going to be compounded daily. So every day when you're late, interest are upon the money, it's a compound. So it's a dangerous thing.
And you know the most dangerous thing that I see some Jamaicans do, ignoring the loan.
Well,
They're ignoring it, not servicing it.
when you're not servicing a loan, it's a spoiler credit.
Right.
So you
Listen,
have to
but
know
I
what to
don't
do.
think that they not think they think that Jamaica use credit, but Jamaica use credit.
Everywhere use
And
credit.
if your credit bad,
And remember, we have moved from we are going to a cashless system. You know, so if you don't have credit, problem, you know.
right? So
Service alone, man, no matter how long it take, for even to pay the minimum balance on the loan.
right.
Continue for service. Don't just leave it like that.
That's what I do. I have no problem talking about it because from the very first episode of this show, me tell you said this show was created because me want try help clear the debt, right? But until me can, I pay the minimum.
Yes.
And then like over a period of time, like 3 months, 6 months,
Yes.
me go put something on the principal up there.
Definitely.
But I always
Try
pay
to pay the
me
minimum
try
balance.
not miss it.
So the interest not, because the interest
right.
will kill we, you know.
And then them add late fee on it
And
that
the
blah, blah,
late
blah.
fee with the interest is a terrible thing.
If me miss one, me don't say there. I've never missed one. I've missed one. Can probably have to do something else. I make a note that I missed it. So me know say I'm gonna miss next one because
Definitely.
them non trap Elvy Soltau for 13 years.
That don't make no sense.
Yeah,
Man. I can't take the
mad.
trap, man.
No,
And
you're
I would try to implore all the persons who are out there not to get this grunted or feel that you need to not take the loans. Take the loans because those funds are there for that purpose. However, whenever it is that you get that money,
Repay it.
make sure you repay it.
I made the same point.
Don't be afraid to take the loan because of how we are talking about it. That is not what we wanted to do. But
Right.
I would want to also appeal to the persons who are
Giving
in
the
charge,
loan.
giving the loan, to understand the concept. Because most of these persons, probably themselves, their parents could afford to send them to tertiary institutions. So they don't know what it is like to actually service a loan. They have never been in the situation. And when you have to pay your bills, eat, ensure that you have clothes on your back. Yeah? It's not easy, and then you still have to go pay the loan. So the little money you should have a save, you have to use it as service alone. So therefore there is no
Right.
wealth.
No wealth.
So when
no
you should then
wealth.
retire, you still go hard.
Still have be alone.
Yeah, that
I
make no
pray
sense.
me. I tell you, God, I tell you, if I lost, I'm just my first thing we do every morning. First thing, because they not trap me. They not trap me.
And
pay.
I'm with an employer for you to do the first thing for yourself is to pay yourself first.
So wait, no. That I might
That's
pay.
how I'm with the employer.
That I might pay. Me alright with that coming up. Yeah. Me tell you what me tell me now. Me go up there, right? Come tell us say me put upon the principal. So I went up there to make a principal payment. So me go up with them, I give them some idea. Come I know why me always have idea. I give them idea. I say, I need regional offices because we travel all the
So
way
far,
for.
yeah.
So me I tell them we need regional office. We need. Me say if you have regional offices, me I tell us the payment would have probably increase
yeah, definitely.
because people find it hard to left their
Left
yard
so
come
far
out,
and come here.
Say, all right, do a mobile bus. do a mobile, get a highest bus, convert it to a mobile office, go around for a week and say, this week you're going to do a Clarendon.
Have a look at amnesty.
And you know, me I beg them amnesty.
Yes,
amnesty. Me I beg them amnesty on Twitter all along. Me make one hashtag still on amnesty. The last amnesty was 2011. That was 10 years ago. So about we were in a good standing now.
Some people just can't afford to pay the loan. That's the reality.
Which is true.
And like they don't want to pay, but nah.
So me I talk to me only get famous say she am my loan officer, right?
Yes.
She am my loan officer. So when it come out in a conversation, I never know say she. So me say, yeah, my loan officer, I don't know you how comes they never call me or email nothing. You know what she said to me?
What she said?
My loan in a good standing, make it go in a bad standing, and that time that she will call me.
I'm glad to tell her that.
I think she said it like a little banter, a little joke, but in my head me I say, if me work up a student loan, the customer service when me I go give my people the money and manage their portfolio, me I call them and I say, Pizzle, I see that you're in good standing and I know it's hard but keep up. You know, a little extra touch, not that. Yes, you know, only call people when they are in the red.
But
you know, that will add to their stress. That didn't work, but me just have to think about it like me. If I was working there and me have some accounts and me I manage, that would have been my unique contribution to the institution. So when I work there, this is how I would do my thing differently.
You know, so you're really creative.
If me I manage 10 accounts,
you're a really creative person because you try to solve problems.
If me I manage 10 accounts, me I tell you say all 10 of them would hear from me at least once for the month. Me say, Pizzle, student loan, me now call you, say in a I'm calling to say I see your payment, keep it up, blah blah blah. Encouragement, sweet and labor.
Sweet and labor anywhere, anytime.
For me, it's always about a solution. Not a problem. When I teach him my nephew, I teach him don't solve it. Always
what are the variables that are in play?
So many persons are caught up with the problem. Why not you be the one way in the solution?
Find the solution.
Yeah, the solution. I don't bring up problems.
You know, so we are a society of problems though.
Why student loan don't have an app? Why student loan don't have an app?
Because they don't want to have no.
They don't want to have an app. More than love to have one app where I can see my balance, my last payment, if me have arranged whatever. If me can think say one app can do it, but I'm not so smart. Me not so smart. Why them have one whole institution, a UTech where the programming, NCU the programming, UE the programming. I tell say none of these smart people can design one app for student loan.
They can more than do it, but they don't want to.
Right.
So that's how them get their money. You know?
But the world is gonna leave the organization behind. Alright, let us not look at it like us now. Let us look at it, the organization. It's not changing. The society is changing and it's not changing. Why not improve on the online features?
Well, how me view it with them, because to me, we are Rasta, we know the truth. The reality is they have to keep doing these things to keep certain people
keep
in
it
a
down,
certain
right?
position. Yeah. It's sad to say so, but that's the truth. You know what I mean? And what we have to do is not, as I said, not complain about the problem, but try to find solutions. And these are things like, see what you're doing, you're trying to be entrepreneurial in your expression,
right.
So you can try to do something about your current situation.
Get them off of my back.
Yeah, and that is what everyone who is in a similar position should do.
Me probably even get them off of my back before they start turnover. Because the aggressiveness when me attack it with.
I think you're really aggressive in your approach. And it is good, it is necessary. And it's a motivation to me as well as a creative to see someone, a female at that, because some of the times there's a stereotype. You know? So like there are certain things that females will do versus what males will do and so on. Me I really subscribe to that. I think anything where a female put their mind to them can do it because of that powerful.
I don't subscribe to it either.
Yeah, and most of the times I think we're better at money management than us men. If we be truthful about it. Why? From my youth, I see my mother stretch $1. I always see she do it, and I never see my father do it. So that's my experience. And the female in my life now, I share the one where I help me to monitor myself as well. So it's like I'm a financier that I want to study, but I still have bad money management because it was not taught. Right. So we have to learn it. Might sound away, but I choose.
As I talk about that, and there are some things that the generation before us cannot teach us, and we have to just grab the bull by the horn and say, we have to learn this. We have to learn this. Because
they never learn that.
We have to learn this.
But one thing we do as a people is that we don't speak about money. We don't have money conversations. Like how we would discuss loan servicing and some of the problems that you would face.
You know that I bring those up in my class.
Yeah, but then you have to talk about
it.
it.
Bring them up in my class. Sometimes the lesson gone and I say, yes class, the lesson, we gone left the lesson, right. But this is a lesson itself.
Stick up in there, so that's our next thing we need to revamp in our system. You see this idea where the system have that we have to create a lesson plan way before the actual day of teaching the lesson. And there are many factors that can change the plan that you have. So there is this idea, because that they want to submit lesson plans prior to teaching the actual lesson. That is how they do it in the hard program. So they want to submit 2 weeks prior to. And when you do something like that now, what about something like a situation like that where you have probably an hour for a particular activity, and then while in the class you realize that you have to change your approach? That's why they're going to say, yeah, that's why evaluation of the plan coming in, you have to state that in at the end, so you do the plan and then you evaluate how it went. Yeah, and then, you know, I mean that imagine that if you're going to have an interactive class that you're teaching concepts and you want the students to explore, then it's going to be very difficult for you to do things like you can't plan for that. You can plan for the direction where you want to put them in, but when them grab the idea, remember, you know, when you talk about the topic, people have different perspectives. And if you should really interact with the students and allow them to express themselves, which is the essence of education, the point of the matter is we're too focused on the rigidness of the system and not the learning of the student, which should be paramount. And that is why at Sure Pass Institute, my approach is I'm not going to try to fix the system by trying to attack the education system in terms of me to try to point fingers. I am going to try to create something that they can mirror then. I'm going to show them that if you say it can't work, I'm going to create a system that is going to show you that it can work. You don't necessarily need a written lesson plan to deliver a lesson. You know that. You have to have a plan, yes, but you don't have to have a written one.
Why?
And some of the times when you're going to teach a student, and if you're teaching them from a natural perspective, we're using the environment to show them what it is. Some of the time the conversation gone far.
The lesson plan is just record keep.
And we know that, and that is what we're not supposed to focus on. Yes, we need to know what we're doing. Yes, we need to evaluate.
They're gonna focus on it because they want measurements.
Numbers and
numbers and
stuff. It becomes a numbers
number
game.
Driven and not driven by the students. I'm going to put up on a school. Me, you have to go come back, right? Because we have other things. We're not talking about parenting yet. I'm going to have parenting question. We have to come back.
Yeah, man, I will come back. I love the idea.
But before we go, I want to introduce you to somebody. I don't know if you ever see me post about him or anything. Ron Clark.
Yeah, man.
The only problem I have with him is that he's white. But I'm not going to look on that. You see Ron Clark?
Yeah.
He run one academy and listen, not like it. Not like it. He have a movie, but the movie talks about his life as a teacher. But me tell about him now as a director. Person, yeah. No, he have his own school, Ron Clark Academy. The man running school like a business.
Which is supposed to be.
He running school like a business.
Yeah, so the idea of Sure Pass is, as we say, is a student-centered approach to it. So it's not so. Our curriculum is designed around the life of the student and how they can.
So we were having such a good conversation that we run out of time, but he's definitely gonna come back.
Yes,
you think you're gonna make it back for this season, or you come back for the next season?
Whichever season you want.
All right. So I want to thank you, but before you go, I want to show you. This is my my lion.
Yeah, this is my flag, representing the Rastafari movement and the strength of togetherness. This is a 6-pointed star, and in the center is the core spiritual aspect of our existence. So,
right.
Yeah, that's the interpretation.
This is just my lion because they've
yeah,
always
man, the right side of the lion.
Yes.
So she has to represent the lion.
Thank you for coming. Thank you all.